So, West Bromwich Albion 3, Chelsea 3. Um, I've got to work tomorrow. I'm doing a little bit of filming, so I'm doing it tonight. So, not really had time to take it all in. First half awful. Second half 10 out of 10 for effort. But we just make it so difficult for ourselves. We really, really do. So, Caballero in goal, James at right back, Alonso left back, Christensen and Thiago Silva in centre backs, with Kante and Kovacic in the middle, Mount on the right, Havertz sort of playing 10, Werner on the left, and Abraham up front. So, Marco Alonso. When I was about 9 or 10, I was always told play percentage football, and if in doubt, knock it out. Now, Alonso, I don't know what he was doing. I honestly don't know what he was doing on that first goal, heading it straight into the path of an oncoming midfielder. Shocking. Had I done that up the park, King George Park in Battersea, my manager would have pulled me off there and then. Taken me off the pitch, I should say. It reminds me of the old Rodney Marsh gag, doesn't it? You know, you got pulled off at half time. It's the manager face pretty much. No, so anyway, I would have got taken off the pitch at half time. But as a bloke who's played, I don't know, he's paid, I don't know, 70 grand a week and practices every day. He's not a park player, but he's playing like a park player. And with Marco Alonso, he's great going forward. Wasn't particularly great today going forward, to be honest, but he makes so many mistakes. I said last season, I hope I never see him play in a blue shirt again. And I don't know. I do, as you lot know, try and support players, but that was shocking. And that was compounded by the fact that he let his man go for the third goal. I don't even know what he was doing out there. I don't even know what he was doing out on that pitch. Because I'll tell you what he wasn't doing. He wasn't defending. He wasn't playing percentage football. He wasn't playing professionally. I know there'll be people saying, "Oh, he don't make mistakes on purpose." No, I'm not saying they do, but not doing your job. Not doing your that's like a bin man going out and leaving all your bins full. The van comes along, he makes an attempt to get in it and thinks, oh, and when you go out there, your bin's still full. That was Marco Alonso's performance today. A full bin for a bin man. That's what he did today. Caballero maybe could have done better for the first goal. I think Mendy would probably have saved it, but you can't really blame Caballero. Just left in the lurch. Thiago Silva, who I rate as one of the best defenders in Europe, cock up, and yeah, there we go. The second goal. You can't legislate for individual mistakes like that. I briefly went on Twitter mainly to apologise for not writing my piece on Kai Havertz for the Chelsea Echo, but I looked and it was all Lampard this, Lampard that, Lampard the other. You can't legislate for individual mistakes, and that's what we're suffering from. Individual mistakes. Kepa wasn't playing tonight, so there's none from him. But Alonso, shocking. And Thiago Silva, it was shocking. From a player of that calibre, it was awful. Probably see that once, maybe twice a season, and we've got it on his Premier League debut. Kante was okay, didn't set the world alight. Same with Kovacic. Mount, I thought, was excellent. For all those Mason Mount haters out there, I mean, that goal, the goal that he got was unbelievable. But his work rate, he just, I rate the lad so highly, it's unbelievable. When I see these people slagging him off, I just think, you just don't know your football. And they might think, oh, I don't know, and they're entitled to that opinion. But I don't think I know their football. Havertz was excellent tonight. He was excellent out of a poor performance all round. Really, some of his touches, some of his passes, his work rate. He looked the real deal tonight. He looked the real deal. I thought. Well, I had him. It was between him and Mount for my Chelsea man of the match. Um, yeah, he done really well tonight. And anyone who says that he didn't, I'm sorry. You're in check up from the neck up territory, as far as I'm concerned. Werner was right out the game, stuck out there on the left. He just couldn't get into it at all. Um, and he had that miss where he hit the crossbar. And Tammy Abraham, he scored. So he scored the equaliser. So and his effort, you can't fault his effort, but his finishing, oh my God. When we let that first goal in, we should have been 2-0 up. And I don't know why he can't get his foot over the ball. If you look at it again, when I was 10 years old. Put your head over the ball and the ball stays down. Tammy, with them chances, everyone's saying, "Oh, it's you know," he was like that. If Patrick Moore was still alive, I'd think that Tammy was auditioning for the Sky at Night with him. He was like that. He must have been looking for satellites because he certainly weren't. He didn't have his head over that ball. The finishing was shocking. And if he gets dropped for the next game, I won't be shocked. You know, and Werner in there because Werner looks pretty redundant out there on the left. So second half, Callum Hudson-Odoi come on, take me hat off to the lad. Just what he needed, a performance. First couple of dribbles was straight, like I was saying the other day, straight head down, straight into the defenders. But he seemed to sort himself out. Good goal, but more than that, a really good contribution. Really good contribution. And decent work rate. He came back a couple of times as well. Aspie made a big difference, you know. But let's face it, if you're replacing a guy that don't mark anyone and heads straight in field, then you've got to make a difference, haven't you? You've got to make a positive difference on a bloke who is playing worse than a 10-year-old at the park. So, yeah, Aspie, lovely captain, Mr. Chelsea now, isn't he? And he made a big difference, put a proper shift in, and we looked better defensively when he was on the pitch. I think that's Alonso. I think that's Alonso's lot. Because Emerson, I was watching Emerson in training on the Chelsea TV. Emerson, you know, Emerson must feel when he sees Alonso playing like that, he must think, "Crikey, how bad must I be?" Emerson must feel like packing in. I'm going to go and work in Tesco because if I'm worse than that, I might as well pack up now. Giroud came on, made a nuisance of himself like he always does. But I say Abraham got the luck of the green there, and he scored. I think it had to be on the ground and 2 yards out for him to score today. I really do. And that's about all I've got to say. You know, you can blame Lampard as much as you want, but individual mistakes are so hard to legislate for. They really are. and that was shocking out there. It really was in that first half. They put a shift in the second half, and they scored 3 goals. To be honest with you, we should be scoring 6 against that lot. That lot, and I don't mean any disrespect to West Bromwich Albion, but that lot are rubbish. That lot are going only one place this season, and that's down. You know, they're not going to get that many points. I tell you what, West Brom will be lucky to get 30 points. You look back at the end of the season and watch this. They were awful, and they made us look poor in that first half. Frank came on, honest as usual. You know, I'm a big Frank supporter. But you know what? He's got to be ruthless. He's got to. If Alonso turns up against Tottenham, I'll despair, because Roman, you know what Roman's patience like. He's just spent £250 million. £250 million. There's some countries that haven't got a GDP that big. And if you've just spent £250 million, you don't care if it's a Chelsea legend or not. You want to see improvement. And a commentator said tonight to Frank in the press conference, we seem to be hearing the same old thing. And so Frank, and I love him to bits and I want him to succeed and I support him 100%, but he needs to really start putting his foot down. And if you've got players that aren't doing what a 10-year-old would do up the park, you've got to come down on them like a ton of bricks. Early days, we always knew, well, most of us, most sane people, knew it would always take a while for this team to gel. We always knew that. You know, the getting to know each other, the interplay. We know that takes time. Havertz surprised me tonight. Havertz was so good tonight. The little touches, the movement, the making himself available all the time. I know he's got it in his locker, but he looked so much stronger as well, didn't he? But that was one of the and Mount. He just missed the Chelsea as well, isn't he? He just runs and runs and runs. And when I go on Twitter and see him getting stick, I just think, how many cabbages can you get on one social media platform? And that's what they are. I've ate vegetables with my Sunday dinner that have got more about them than some of our so-called supporters who slate Mount off. He'll have bad games. He's a human being and he's a young man. But tonight, the effort and the goal take me out off to him. So that's it. I'm a little bit deflated. I'm sorry if that comes across. I'm meant to be upbeat. I am upbeat. You know what? We're going to have a good season. I think Mendy will make a big improvement. A big improvement. I'm not slating Cabby. Not slating Willie, but you know, we need a goalkeeper that's going to make a difference. That's going to make them saves. That's going to get down there quick. And I'm sure Mendy will make a cock up. Probably his first game. Bound to be. So the social, so the keyboard warriors can have a bit of a feast. But I think over the course of a season, Mendy will be a big buy for us. Need Chilwell in there. I can't understand him playing 60 minutes the other night and not even being on the bench. I really don't understand that. I know Frank don't want to rush him back, but Pulisic, I watched him train, and Ziyech, and they look. I mean, I'm not going there. I'm not going to start asking questions of Frankie Lampard. I'm going to say, right, I'm going to give you to the end of the season to show what a good manager you're turning into, and I'm not going to start on this negative path in only the third game of the season. The good thing is, the positive thing, we come back from 3-0 down, which takes some doing, and no way would we have done that last season. So we need Werner in that middle, I think. I think we've learnt a lot tonight. I thought he'd be better off playing off a big man. Maybe Giroud would be better for him to play off, because the one thing that Tammy don't do is hold the ball up. But yeah, that's it. I've got to score people, have I? Oh, I better score people, because otherwise I'll get DMs and all sorts. Caballero, I'm giving him 6. He didn't do much wrong. A top class keeper, I think, would have got down and saved the first one, but he didn't do much wrong. James, I'll give a 7. Done okay. Some lovely crosses. Few of the corners that he takes. I think Williams back, isn't he? I think Williams back wearing a Reece James mask, hitting the first man or hitting someone on the edge of the 18-yard box a couple of times. But he done okay. Alonso, I'm giving a 3. I'm giving him a 3, and out of those 3, one of them is because he had the right kit on, and one of the others is because he was wearing boots. Christensen, I'll give a 6. Silva, I'm giving him a 5 because it was an assured performance, but that was one hell of a cock up. So I'm sorry, Thiago. I expect you to be world class because you are world class. So you're getting a 5. Kante was okay. 6. Kova, lots of running around, lots of bluster, if you like. Yeah, you can have a 6 as well. Mount, I'm giving an 8. It was touch and go between Mount and Havertz for me. Who was man of the match? Giving Havertz an 8 as well. No, I'm giving Havertz an 8.5. I thought his all-round game was excellent tonight. Werner, I'll give you a 6. I thought he was out of things. And Abraham, I'm going to give you a 5, and that's because you scored the equaliser. Otherwise, you would have been in Marco Alonso territory for your finishing and your runs off the ball, or lack of them. So there we go. That's Chelsea tonight. I'm sorry if I'm a bit downbeat. I should always wait till the day after to do it, but I've got to be on a film set at 6 in the morning, so apologies. Right, onwards and upwards. Tottenham Tuesday. I shall speak to you after that, after what I'm sure is going to be a victory. So come on, let's not get too down. At least we didn't lose. Let's get behind Frank. Let's get behind the boys, and let's hope he's learning from nights like tonight, because I think we all are. Come on, get behind them. Speak to you soon. Up to Chelsea.